Has Ella Ringrose,
I mean, the Earth is going to explode. And so the reason I think a lot of women are feeling angry or
she just said the Earth was going to explode
specifically is because the Earth is crying. And I felt this when I sat in ceremony, was like, the Earth was like, cry. Like, you are a manifestation of women.
This is who Chris Substack thinks you should go and give money to.
Constraint in their bodies, and they're walking around like in terror. Because I'll give you an example. If you as a child are walking around and you were free and you're in your body and that's sacred and that's holy and that's pure, and it's not like someone told you that's wrong or that's dirty, and you're just free, and then one day someone goes to you, oh, don't do that, stop, that's like not appropriate, and that's the first time you hear like, oh, I'm doing something wrong, your body locks. Okay, so your root, I call it a root lock. Your root goes into a lock, and it locks and it cuts up and it goes, okay, do you know that feeling when you go and your whole body squeezes? That's a root lock. And so what starts to happen over time, over years, is humans go through thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of root locks. And so
it's not a root lock, it's an anxiety response.
Elements, of course, because we're not operating from the body and the somatic, we're operating from the head. If we go into therapy, it's super mental. It's all mental work. It's all the mind. When there's so much shit down here that wants to be looked at and talked about. So this is essentially what a root lock is.
Emotional.
It's the body going into fight or flight, then we go shallow breathing, then we're drinking our coffee and we're going about our day and we're in our heads, versus what is being called is for us to get back in the body, specifically women. I mean, not men and women, but I'm a woman and I know the woman's work for this. This is why I'm kind of catering this towards women. But again, if you're a man, this is interesting for you to watch. Yes, someone said clenching my jaw unconsciously because of all trauma. That is like the first thing I do when we do readings is your stomach clenched? A lot of women are sucking in their stomach and they're breathing from their chest and they're anxious. So you have to breathe, say, push your stomach out. Like when I went through my feminine awakening journey, I was like, I can't wear these tight, pretty clothes anymore. Like I want to feel free as a bird. I want to feel flowing, right? The jaw, I always ask you, are you clenching your jaw? I used to clench my jaw. Like I would be grinding my teeth, not realizing it was because there was so much emotion, voice that was wanting to come out of me. So essentially what is being called for women is to connect back to their feelings, their emotions, and the truth of who they are. Because if we look at the physical manifestation of a woman right now, they are operating in an energy that is not of their core, which is absolutely fine. Like I'm an entrepreneur, I'm like a businesswoman, like I love my work. So I'm not saying like demonizing that, but what I'm being shown is the natural energy within a woman is being kind of siphoned and parched. And I call it like dry. And I see it in the beauty industry because when I moved to the Canaries,
she's got dry fannies.
Stopped wearing all makeup. And I still don't really wear any makeup. I wear lipstick because
you're wearing
what I've
loads.
Seen with the chemical
Shut up! You're wearing loads of makeup.
Perfumes. It is disrupting our hormones. It is awful for our bodies. Like all the products women put on their bodies, just putting like even body work aside, the makeup that people are putting on, the body lotion, the perfumes, it is so toxic for the body. So not only are women like not operating from this aliveness and caring for their vessel, their temple, they are also externally being encouraged and influenced through the media, through everyone saying, yeah, do this. And so they're not operating from an organic nature. Yeah, do this. And they're wearing.
Like her face is like a markedly different color to her hands. I'm not an expert on this, but I think she's definitely wearing foundation. I think she's got some sort of highlight around the eyes, on the nose there. Like maybe it's just the light hitting her. I'm not an expert on makeup. Who am I to talk? But like
these chemicals, and so they're not operating from an organic nature. New Earth is all about organic. It is all about coming back to the truth of who you are organically. Okay,
so you've dyed your hair and you've plucked your eyebrows and you're wearing makeup and obviously okay. You've got product in at the end of the curls.
So let me just get into this now because I'm just going to get a bit distracted.
You're wearing product in your hair, yeah.
In the comments here.
I'm not in the comments saying anything.
So yes, the womb is the center of a woman's core. So a man, it's their heart is where they're meant to be.
I thought you were going to say testicles.
Anchored, and the woman, it's the womb. And again, for anyone enjoying, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. So for a woman, the center of a woman's pole is their womb.
Yeah, she's selling, video. It's like Ellie Arquette sells hers for a lot more expensive, but this is 300 euros, or it might be 3,000 euros. I'm not sure. I think it's 300 euros or like nearly 400 for a like 5-day video course.
And when you start to connect to the womb consciousness, which I like to call it, I'm just going to share, and then I'm going to give you 3 ways you can do this. Essentially, we have a center here. Okay. And we have 2 more centers. So
how many centers?
Consciousness. I'm just going to do blood. And then we have the mind, blah, 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 blah. Okay. There are 3 consciousnesses.
The mind is blah, 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 blah. That's so insightful to me. Psychoanalyzing with my, normal brain on. Psychoanalytic. You got the heart, we'll call this the blood, and blah, 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 the brain, blah, 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 load of gibberish.
Planet Earth that we can operate in. The first one is the mind, mental, meaning we are going to be very easily influenced. We're going to be very easily swayed. We are going to be very much in a world just pulling us and leaning us everywhere, not being in our integrity, not being in our truth.
She's going to say you don't want this mind bit, because you're too easily influenced. You don't want to be easily influenced. So abandon like logic and reason and move into a more emotional state where you'll be much, much more harder to influence.
Fun one to be in. Okay. Then we have heart consciousness. Heart consciousness is operating from the integrity of love, what you want to see in the world.
She's a grifter. I don't care what, she's a grifter. She's talking shit on the internet to get people to give her money. And she doesn't believe in all this nonsense. And if she does, it's because she's so good. I don't care. I don't think she does. I think it's a grift. Same as flat earth, same as anything else. It's just trying to get people confused for nonsense so they'll give you money.
Love, and that is the positive pull for men. Then we move down to the womb, and women are very open-hearted. Every human is open-hearted at our core. Okay. So, and also I just want to give this example because I've had a lot of people question to me, like say that their wombs got removed or they've gone through menopause. And this actually has nothing got to do with the physical womb. It's the energy of the womb. It's the energy of creation. It's the energy of birthing. So when we move from the heart down to the womb space, this is actually the center. That arrow is actually meant to be there. This center is where women are meant to be operating from. This is the core of who they are. And you will notice, and as I went through my awakening and I started moving down these layers of consciousness, I started to realize they all
layers of a consciousness.
Had different personalities. So my mind was in fear. It was living off past trauma, past stories, always bringing the past with me, going, well, if I'm going into the future, I have to bring this with me and I have to create all this. The heart was very much like loving. I was so loving and open, and like I just felt like so much love, but I still felt something was missing, and it was my energy of embodiment and anchor. So when I started connecting to the womb chakra, or the root to my body, I started to experience this full capacity of embodiment where we're not mentally thinking like, okay, I have to, go do this work cool now. Like you are an embodied expression of the now moment. And you're living and breathing and continuously manifesting and creating from this now moment. That is the way women were operated to be. Is
what do you even mean by that?
This energy of trusting this present moment. Like it's like if we plant a seed in a plant, we don't like wait for it to just grow. We like in today's society, we plant a seed and we're like, where the hell's the rose? And then we just walk away. A feminine is trusting that you are watering and nurturing your plant, your seed every moment, and it is continuing to bloom. And then that flower dies and a new one is rebirthed. We are meant to move in cycles, but people are clinging on to rigidity. They're clinging on through fear, whereas a woman is of a cyclical nature. Okay. So essentially, this is the divine feminine that is rising on the planet. There is going to be a lot more womb healing in the next 10 years. I feel a lot more awareness and put on porn addiction, on the sexual industries, on sexual energy and how it can be harnessed, because it is our most powerful asset, and it's the most...
Well, like what she's just said there is a facile... Like obviously there's a conversation about sex online and children's ability to access it. Like the right wing... Like usually these conspiracy people end up falling in line with what's printed in the Daily Mail. You'd be surprised. Because some people are quite easy to influence. So, right-wing evangelical Christian movement would say, online porn, it's the devil. And like, well, no, we're all sort of singing off the same page all of a sudden. You can see which way the wind's blowing with that, can you? Like, yeah.
Hijacked. Because if we look in society, in the music industry, the media, it's all just catered on this one center. And if we aren't able to move this through love, up the body, into the mind.
Which is a useless part, which you don't want to be anchored in.
That is what like Kundalini energy is. That is what it is. A lot of people, they listen to this music.
Kundalini.
Like the mainstream music is very like distorted sexually, and you just hear it and it just sits there. The energy just sits there. And then people just like use that energy from that space. Whereas we're meant to be in a full embodied flow expression of this energy, this chi moving around the entire body. And that is what is being called now in society, is the new earth is awakening to the fact, the sun is awakening to the fact that we are alive and that we are organic beings and that we're moving this energy around. So essentially this part is for women. But again, if you want to watch as a man, more than welcome. So I'm going to share with you 3 ways to connect to this. I'm going to write the first one here is womb connection. Okay. Oh, I'm going to sit down. I'm really uncomfortable now. Okay. Really appreciate your chats with us, Ella. Heart Heather, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Heather.
She's got over 400 watching her.
So the first one.
Again, I'm not sure if she's got 400 watching her. Her chat's not moving that fast. She might have 400 watching her by merit of been pushing and pushing and pushing this, or she might be one of these fake numbers people. And it's hard to see that chat moving at that speed is 400 people live. But then she's not interacting with it, so maybe, people are just not saying much.
Be holding on to a lot of baggage that your mind cannot comprehend, and there's
because like the same trick is the same with Alan. Like they make themselves look big on the internet so that a few people, like in this chat, you've probably legitimately got 2 or 3 people who are real. There's probably a couple of people who are from her crew. Like she's probably got friends who help her with the grift. Like there's a few people like this who do the same grift, so they probably fake account, say, oh, you're so good, you'll help me, oh, it's so good, you did great. So there's probably a bit of that. And then, there's probably just some people who wander into a stream that appears to have a few hundred people. What's going on here? And like, there's me. And there's probably legitimately people who buy into all this bollocks. But if you can make yourself look big, like, it's not useful if you're actually trying to make content on YouTube and actually do the content thing. It's only useful if you're trying to grift, because you're trying to create a trap, aren't you? Someone might turn up to this live stream and think it's a serious thing with hundreds of people watching, and then, I'll just go down here and just in here. Oh, she hasn't put it in she hasn't actually put it in here yet. But usually there's the button to click through to her courses. This is the courses. The wealth, it's a wealth, obviously it's a wealth codes. Activate your life purpose, step into your power, unlock financial abundance. Press this button, claim your spot. Unlock financial abundance, you say? I only have to give you 367,000 euros. I think that means 367 euros, not 367,000 euros. But like 367 euros, you say, and I get financial. That sounds a good deal. That's not going to be bollocks. I'll give you the money. Complete my purchase online. Wealth codes. You get 6 Zoom calls. Wealth codes, whatever they are. You can connect to the online community group, join the Facebook, and you get lifetime access to the course portal, the website, with the old Zoom calls on them. So you can join the Zoom calls for 6 weeks. You think that's a scam, yeah? You think that might be a scam? I think it might be a scam.
Like, I think I worked with somebody at like 10 espresso shots. And I was like, you're going to have a heart attack, babe. Like, that's what I was showing another manifestation, is like people being so obsessed with their external that they're not caring for their internal, their vessel. This is a manifestation of what I'm trying to share with masculine external.
I'll share for you. What did she say? I'll care for your vessel, love. I need a thing where I get a builder's hat and like pretend to be a builder. I'll care for your vessel, love. Way. I'll connect with your womb. Way. It's misogyny. I'm doing misogyny. Funny misogyny. Because I'll care for your vessel. Way. I've done that one. I'll give you a kissy. That's stepping over the line. I'll give you a kissy. That's stepping over the line. Yeah. Way. Doesn't matter if you say way. Way. Get back up there and put some bricks on you. Don't give me the face. Way. I'll not give you the face, you. No, you're giving me the face. Hurry up with those bricks. I'll hurry up with your bricks in a minute, you. Way. Get that woman back on. You're going to be polite? No. I'm waiting so that she says something and I can do a misogyny on her. All right then.
So essentially, I didn't even know I got into this spiel. But essentially, I quit all this and I started diving really deeply into the feminine energy and diving deep into my emotions and healings. And this is where...
I'll dive deep into your feminine... It's supposed to be me. Yeah, but I need to be on the other side from where you start. What, me? Yeah. The dog's barking now. He thinks Adolf Hitler's in the garden. Look, I'll dive into your feminine energies, love. Way. She fell into that one.
Where I started to discover womb connection and womb healing and how disconnected I was from my voice, my
I'll
truth.
connect with...
And that was where my personal power was held. Because, so essentially when we're doing womb work, we are allowing this...
I think she said the word womb too many times for me to feel comfortable. I'm not being sexist, but like it's just... I think it might be a man thing. I really don't want to be sexist in 2024, but I think it might be a sort of... You know, this might be a hangover from the patriarchy here. But she keeps... It's always midnight work. She keeps saying womb, and it's just making me feel a bit like uncomfortable. Maybe it's the feminine energy in the room.
New energy that is of unconditional love. And I'm just going to write this as the second one because this is what unconditional love is.
I'll love you unconditionally. Way. Way. I'll love you unconditionally. Fetch me those bricks. Which one am I? Way.
We are operating in a world that is literally deprived, parched on love.
How can this be part of the womb thing though? Because you said the womb was down low and the heart was the next one up and the heart was all about love. I think unconditional love is a heart one.
I don't even think people really know what the true frequency of love is.
Oh, you just did it then? You did that?
That when we connect to our womb as a woman, we are guided by unconditional love within our body. We are guiding ourselves to go against maybe what society is telling us and showing us, and we're operating from our truth.
You mean selfishness?
So that is what women are being called, is to operate from love. Because when we operate from love, we are going to start wanting to make a change, wanting to act from purpose. Again, if you're feeling like you have a big purpose in life.
I'll give you a big purpose in life. Way.
That is what wealth codes I'm launching. We're starting the calls in literally 5 days.
Oh, wealth codes.
Activate your new earth purpose, to activate and honor this rising you're feeling in your heart.
You're going to want to sign up for that. It's money.
Needs people to stop putting these fake band-aids on and act like everything's fine and actually allow the source within them to move through them. And so that is what womb connection and unconditional love did for me as an embodier. It allowed me to start just embodying, not from mind, but just, moving from the body. Okay.
What?
And then the third one, not from mind, as an embodier, it allowed me to start just embodying, not from mind, but just, moving from the body. Okay. And then the third one I'm going to...
I was able to embody moving from the body. Come on. If you write this down, it is dog shit.
Share. And this is something this actually was something that took me a long time to speak about, because I was so like, do I want to talk about this? Do I want to get into it? And then I was like, yeah. And I actually made a course on it. And it is Yoni Eggs. I believe personally, this is going to be...
Don't tell me that stuff that you put up, you.
...the most transformational thing over the next 10
years. Is she going to say put these sex eggs up your joffers? Is this what it's going to be? You put the sex eggs up your joffers and then you go wandering around and you're like, well, I do feel better, actually. I wonder if they sell you these on our website.
Years, I think this is going to rise even bigger. And I think this is the number one healer for women right now. Because I'll share with you what Yoni Eggs are. And this is actually the reason I moved to Bali, was to train with a woman who's been training in Yoni Eggs for 10 years.
She lives in Bali? Really? Or do you just have an elaborate bedroom?
And I trained with her. I went to her house every week. We trained together. We studied together. And I learned all of this.
Like a lot of these you know, third world influencers or whatever, they do move out to these strange places because they are like, either they're fabulously wealthy already and they've come from a rich background and they've got somewhere nice to stay and they just do grifting online for their pocket money or whatever, or because daddy's cut them off, or in some cases it's because it's cheaper, because it's like a different place where you can go. I don't know anything about Bali. I'm not saying it is one of these third world countries, like, but sometimes they go out there and they like do the grift online, and if you can get one person to give you £300, then that's enough for you for the month, isn't it? In a different place with a different economy. I don't know. Like, is Bali? Let me just find out. Hang on. I'll do it on this. I'll do it like this. I'll do it like this. Google. Hang on. Search. Why do you always ask for my microphone permissions? Is Bali cheap to live? The low cost of living in Bali makes it an attractive destination for expats, yeah. So it's one of them. It's like cheap. So you make your money go further. You're grifting on the internet. Like, and I'm surprised Alan hasn't done this, to be honest. I mean, he'd love to live in Thailand, wouldn't he? He just wouldn't have the NHS. Come here. Stop meowing. I can't pick you up if you run away. I want to pick you up. Come on. No, you've run away. You're messing me. That's what you want to do, is mess me. You want me to chase you about and mess you. I'm not messing. You're messing me now. Yeah, she's gone out to live in Bali if she does, because it's cheaper and you get the same amount of money on the internet as you get, but it's cheaper.
And I'm realizing this is one of my biggest passions as well. And it's actually one of the most transformational things. If you always check in my description box that I have a course on Yoni Eggs because, I have a course on Yoni Eggs because I realized the profound impact of this exercise for women. And what this is literally moving your chi energy that is blocked, because again, women are walking around with trauma, ancestral trauma in our pelvic bowl. And so then again, we do that plaster technique where we hide ourselves to the world. And if someone says, how are you? Go, yeah, fine. Yeah, I'm good. And inside you're like, I was crying last night and I'm in pain. And that's what I'm seeing. And that's why I felt really cold last night. I don't go on Instagram Reels anymore, but I went on last night. Something told me to go on last night. And I went on and I got so sad. I was just looking at the level of consciousness on there, and everyone's dividing and arguing and bickering. And I was like, oh my God, there's a disconnect of this feminine energy within everyone, of this love, of this.
I don't go on Instagram anymore, but I did because I just wanted to last night. But I don't do that anymore. But I did, and like, she's talking a load of rubbish. Your ancestral memory in your pelvis has got nothing to do with whether you feel insecure in social situations. Like, this is a load of rubbish.
This aliveness. If I could say one word for New Earth, it's the word alive. It's weird.
The grifting thing, I think something hurts them. I think there's different kinds of grifters. Me and Steve will, end up doing this at some point. Talking about it, I mean, not grifting. I think someone hurts them at some point and they feel the world owes them a living and they don't care about other people and who they hurt. And I think they have a sense of dog eat dog. I've met a couple of people who are kind of like this in life. A couple of people who've been relatively successful despite being an arsehole, because fuck other people, I'll get mine first. And like, they've always got the big end of the bargain. They've always got the big cut of the cake. So, you don't like them as a person, but they've got their big cut of the cake. It's strange. It's selfish. You can teach it to people in a way, inadvertently, because it goes along with like our society's culture and values, because you're the most special one. It's all about you and your personality. Why don't you buy a lot of products that tell people who you are and what you are? Why don't you make yourself look better than you are with all the products you can buy further? And after you've bought all that stuff, don't you want to show off what you've got on the internet? Right, and then you've probably grown up to an age where you can now like buy more expensive things like houses and cars, holidays. Like, at what point do you want to stop showing off how much stuff you've bought? So, she might feel that it's quite important that she makes a load of money. And I mean, I think as well, there's like this aspect, like with Alan and with her, I don't know anything about her, but she said she moved to Bali. Like, I feel there's a sense of desperation maybe in some of them, where like they refuse to, like, she could have got a proper job. Like with Alan, Alan could have got a proper job, couldn't he? But it's like they refuse, and they feel this sense of it's almost like it's this or I'm living on the streets. You know, it's this or I'm in dire straits living on the streets. And like, I don't think it has to be like that, but I feel like to them it feels like that. Honestly, I think like to people like Alan and her, it'd be like, so what if you stop doing this? She'd be like, well, how am I going to get money? Like, what am I? And like, maybe they started out as a beautician or a, like in Alan's case, you know, restaurateur or something else, like with a legitimate service to offer. And then they went into this, found that this was easier. And like, ultimately, wouldn't you rather have £300 for doing fucking nothing? Like Kelly's in, big ups Kelly. Like Kelly researches her content, brings, you know, research to the content. Oh, actually, just while off the top of my head, a random question. Where did you find that picture of Eddie in the newspaper? I forgot to ask you that. Where did you find that? That's interesting to me. Like, because Kelly does research. Like, this woman doesn't do anything. She's heard a lot of nonsense that other people have said. She's said a lot of nonsense herself, and that's about as far as it goes, isn't it? So, like, even I try and do some work at some point, don't I? Even I do. So we've all, even Asmongold's done, like, we all try and do some work, but I was dead impressed that you found that picture of Eddie. Where was that from? Tell me, I want to know which way you found the picture of Eddie. I want to know the secrets. Yeah, like, we all do work and work hard at the content, and then you get people like this that expect money for nothing if you can convince idiots. And they've seen people going in these shops and buying, like, you know, bags of crystals and, like, you know, I'm not going to be too, obviously we do the tarot here, don't we, as well, but, you know, tarot cards or whatever, and they think, oh, if these people believe in a load of nonsense, I'll give them a load of nonsense. That's what they want. You know, it's only selling people what they want, isn't it? So, oh, big ups Rain Gods. You found the Robert Darcy one via newspaper archive. What's newspaper archive? Like, do I need to be looking at this on the internet? So is it on the internet? I can't. Maybe it wasn't Kelly who, like, I can't remember who put it in front of me when we were talking about it on the stream. Was it you? It's the internet. Fucking A. What did you do? Just like type in Eddie? I'm no detective. But what I'm saying is we put work into, like, I could probably use that to try and look for other stuff. Like, I'll have a look for that. Thanks. You do Reiki. Yeah, I'm not trying to, like, you know, I'm aware there's members in the audience, and I've just said, you know, we've got the tarot cards and on. And I'm aware, like, you know, people have different beliefs and stuff, but you will understand that there is, even if you're into that stuff, yeah, there is a, I won't say there's not any sort of value. Like, I don't know about Reiki. I've not investigated it, but I'm a skeptic of anything. So unless it's like comes with all proper science and everything, I'm just going to be a skeptic until proven otherwise. But I'm also not going to be horrible and say, right, it's fucking nonsense, throw it in the bin, which I would have done when I was younger a bit about stuff. But what I'm saying is, even though you can have all your beliefs and everything, right? But then there are people, and you know what I'm about to say, don't you? Here, which is that then there are people who just prey on people like you and sell you a load of nonsense. And there are people that run. I remember there was a shop in our town. There's always, you know, everyone's got a shop in their town, haven't they, that sells crystals and bongs and like drapes with like psychedelic thing on, and you know, that sort of shop. Yeah, I used to go in there for the Rizzler. Like, they would have, I don't know if the people that ran the shop were spiritual or if they just ran a shop that bought all their stuff from the same warehouse as every other shop that was like that. Do you know what I mean? And like all the crystal, there's a shop called the Crystal Chain or something, and it's like a proper, like, it's a crystal shop on the high street, and there's like a group of them, like a, you know, like Smiths or whatever. So it's just, I don't think the people that run that shop give too much of a fuck about magic crystals. I think they just sell a product that they think sells on the market, and if you can put a big markup on it, and like, you know, if your salespeople can upsell it with whatever nonsense, fine. Like, so. Yeah, like, I'm skeptical of all that straight off as well. Like, yeah, I'm definitely skeptical of all that. I don't mind if people want to enjoy things as well. Like tarot cards is a good example for this, because like we actually mess about, have fun It's not. I don't think it's dark magic that's going to invite a demon in. I think it's just playing with some cards, having fun. Yeah. If people took that and said, right, because the tarot card said I shouldn't go to the hospital, I'm not going to the hospital. That would be really bad, really bad. And like, tarot cards are not going to, hopefully for most people, lead to big life decisions and failures to get treatment. But this stuff can. Like, it literally can. Some people can put their eggs in this basket instead of medical science and stuff. So that can lead to bad outcomes. And it's they're selling hope, essentially. They're selling strange promises and hopes. Your life can be better. You don't feel good at the moment, but you're not doing it properly. You weren't doing your womb properly, so now you do your womb properly. You will feel better. You'll be richer. I can sell you a promise of riches. Well, it's just magic beans, isn't it? You know, it's just the basic, simple con.
Are alive, and when we take back our power of being alive, we take back our
But yeah, why do these people do it? That's a much better question, actually. That is a much better question. Is getting into the psyche of someone who's like, in some way, like, it's difficult for me, right? I'll tell you what I find difficult at the moment is I think I'm discovering people who'd be good subjects for little YouTube video content, take a camera, do an interview, try and get somewhere with it. But also, I do these live streams and they're going to be put off working with me because she'll know what I'm talking about before I even start. She'll know where I'm coming from. And she'll have a guard up. She won't want to do it. She won't want to in any way, like, you know, reveal any secrets to me, will she? But I would love to be in a situation where I could say to her, look, between you and me, and I can't do this because the amount of talk on the internet, I thought about this the other day. Like, I don't think there can be much between you and me about it, can there? And not that I'm going to reveal private business on the internet, but, you know, I come on, like, what I was saying earlier about working with Alan, like, I can't approach, like, Luke from Break the Ice could approach Alan, couldn't he? And get a show going, because, like, Alan doesn't hate him and everything he said about him, all this, but I can't because he hates me. It's difficult, isn't it? But with this, like, it's going to be a difficult in because I'm already saying this. But if she would give me the truth, you know, and I'd say to her, look, I just want to know the fucking truth. I don't want this bollocks. You know it's bollocks. I know it's bollocks. Let's talk real. Like, I'd love to find that out. And maybe I couldn't ever make it into a video. Maybe it would just have to be between us. But I would love to know what was driving this. And deep down, you know, what all this stuff she's doing, this stuff on the whiteboard and the talking to the audience, she's playing the role of a therapist or a psychotherapist, but with no real grounding in any of that. And it makes me feel like that's what she needs in her life more than anything. And she goes on about all this stuff she's worked through and this and that. Feels like she's had some shit to deal with and she hasn't dealt with it properly, but she's come to this. Like, that's the way it feels to me. Sort of parodying the sort of, or like directly, she's saying, this is the sort of help I needed and I had, and now I'm better, and so I can offer you that help. Like, sort of parodying the therapist, isn't it? Oh, it's obviously she's fake, yeah. Oh, it's obviously fake. Because you can tell it's fake because the stuff she said doesn't make sense. It's not about, you know, can you do an experiment X, Y, Z? It's not about that. It's does it make sense what you said? I'm embodying the embodiment of my body. That didn't even make sense as words.
Power in the present. Okay, and we take back our power in this moment and we start breathing in this moment. We are alive. What
she does there by saying we take back our power in this moment and breathing in this moment, she's just taking one of the basic, like something like mindfulness, which is actually talking, you know, like with a sensible structure about being in the moment. The things that work for her and work for this are stuff that you could say is, well, it's mindfulness. You're dressing it up with all this nonsense. But at its core, it's mindfulness, and you can do it without this nonsense. So the mindfulness bit, the being in the now, yeah, you can have that. But, like, well done for taking someone else's hard work and psychological grounded idea and dressing it up like a load of nonsense so you could repackage and sell it yourself. It's all, bear in mind, this is all marketing as well, isn't it? This only works if people watch her on YouTube and sign up to her course. She's not doing the video, like, she's not doing YouTube videos so that people watch YouTube videos and she gets money from YouTube videos. She's doing it so people sign up to her course. So I don't trust that there's that many people watching this, like I said. You know, I just don't trust it.
Literally energy. We are literally like trees. We are no different. So
we're no different from trees.
Yoni eggs is essentially you're breathing in. It's like a crystal egg. I don't know where I've put mine, but
You don't know where yours are. They're very important to you. You're doing a video about this now. You don't know where they are. Your straighteners are on the thing behind you because you just put that little curl at the end of the hair straight, and then a little curl at the end. Put some little bit of product on that. You've got your straighteners there. They're on the floor behind you, but you don't know where your very important eggs are.
These crystal eggs, and you place them in your womb, and you're going to breathe this chi up because, again, shame, fear, scarcity is literally what encapsulates women into their bodies and out of their bodies and into their head, and they're walking around traumatized.
Yeah, it's not your body, is it? That's the down there energy. It's the head that was locked, remember? Getting it wrong again. Confused.
And disembodied and parched. I call it like a parching from the feminine energy. And so when we can start to use Yoni eggs, for example, and also in this course, the Yoni eggs is also about your breasts. It's also about awakening the heart, massaging the breasts, awakening the power in our heart. Because
the course is all about massaging your breasts, right? Well, you didn't tell me that, did you? Why didn't you lead with that? Now I want to buy it. Oh, massage your breasts. Hey, you didn't even have to put an innuendo on that. That's literally what she said.
Women, the two most shamed parts of our bodies are our womb space and our breath.
Doctor, I've got my Yoni eggs stuffed up my jummuff. You wouldn't go to the doctor. You'd go to the shaman, and the shaman would have to do a dance and have you do a ritual cleansing before they'd come out, and then they'd come out on their own accord. Of course, you have to drink a lot of water as well, but it's part of the ritual cleansing. Do an ayahuasca cleanse. I do wonder whether she'd make a terrible girlfriend or a really good girlfriend. Like, I wonder if she'd be cross about me saying all this stuff about this. And I wonder if she'd like the fact that I had my own opinion. I wonder whether I could tolerate all of this nonsense if we just got on with each other and like had pleasant times. I'd probably be one of these things where I'd probably open the door and walk in and she'd be doing this on the floor. I'd be like, oh no, not this again. I thought we talked about this. She goes, I'm just doing one video. Probably wouldn't be able to put up with it, I don't think. Even if everything else was right in the relationship, I think if this was her job and her like pursuit, like, even if she didn't talk about it outside of work, I still think it going on would really fucking annoy me.
But these are the givers and the receivers of life. They what give us food when we're born, and they're what birth humanity. And so the more we start shying away from those subjects, the more shadow grows. That's why I like having conscious, open discussions about this in a sacred way, because when we shine light in it, we're actually able to see that this is a very sacred thing, and there is a lot more to this than we're taught. And when we can start to harness and access this energy, and we can start to use this energy for creation in our life, for creating, manifesting, birthing new ideas, new rituals, new experiences of pleasure.
You said all this before.
Of joy, of creation, of expansion, of abundance. We are creating and building a new earth. So that is why I speak about this. So essentially, Yoni Eggs is you breathing that chi up. It's breathing that life force up your body, because this is the number one thing that's hijacked on the world. And I'm going to finish this soon, just to leave it at that. It's the life force.
Life force. That's it. It's all down to life. Life force. Got it.
Our life force. Oh, that's better. Our life force is so sacred. And
she keeps saying she like enjoying sitting down better, but she's been sitting down for the whole time.
Symbolic. And it's what it's been doing is it's just being kept there, and people don't realize. And so over time, the chi has nowhere to move. So it just sits there, and then we die, and we get older, and we slowly die. But with Yoni Eggs, what you're doing is you're pumping and you're moving this chi, this
I'll pump and move your chi in a minute. Way.
Life force, which men can do too. You're moving this around the body. You're awakening this all around the body.
I'll pump your
and
chi.
You're moving this energy and this life force around. And you will notice your skin gets brighter. Your eye color gets lighter. You feel
my eye color will get lighter.
More radiant. You feel more embodied. You feel more healthy. Like I notice, like if I don't do these practices of womb connection, of unconditional love, of Yoni Eggs.
Where are your Yoni Eggs? You don't know where they are.
after a few days, I'm super in my head. I'm super disembodied. I'm back in the matrix. I'm back on TikTok and I'm back in this robotic state. When I do that, I come straight back to my center. I come straight back
in the matrix. You went on TikTok. You went on Instagram. You do this on YouTube. You're in the matrix.
My source. I come straight back to who I'm here to be. And that is what I feel with every woman. The more they can connect to this space, the more they can connect to their bodies, the more
Make sure you connect to your womb energy through your unconditional love of yourself with your Yoni Eggs to make your life force move around in the chi. Please, can I have €300?
They can awaken this. They are moving into a completely new earth. They are moving into a completely new reality. They're not operating from this old consciousness. They're birthing and embodying and becoming a completely new world. And that is what is being called. It's not like we're going to get on a spaceship and go to a new land. They are essentially reclaiming and rebirthing the womanhood, the truth of who we are. And from that essence, they are able to create a world design that aligns with them versus the world that they were told to live. Okay. So that is essentially what this is. And I'm going to link down that course down below. It's called Yoni Your Life. And it is all about how to use Yoni Eggs. There's womb healing activities in it, breast massage activities, manifestation work with the mind. It's bringing and unifying the three strongest centers within a woman, the mind, the heart, and the womb, into unity so that a woman can operate from this full expanded expression so she can feel alive, powerful, confident, in her fullest radiant essence.
Oh, body form for you.
And this is where I get so mad because it's so deprived within women.
You shouldn't get mad. You've had your Yoni Eggs for the day. Calm down.
And I see that so clearly because, and even women get scared around this topic because the power that it holds, subconsciously they feel it. Oh my God, this sun is getting so intense, guys. This power, if awakened, the world, like the systems will crumble in a second.
You know, the sun is in her eyes. I get that. And she does this. It's a live stream. She's just talking about stuff. And we all do it a little bit. But it's a sense of this. I don't know how narcissistic she is, but, you know, it's referencing, oh, God, this thing's happening to me. Oh, look, the sun's in my eyes. You know, it's like self-referential quite a lot when she thinks outside of the things she's delivering. It's quite self-referential. At no point has she talked to any of the people in her chat. Like, she hasn't replied to any of them. I don't know if they do trolling and she deletes it or anything like that. I don't even know if this is a repeat. You know, like, this could be a video that she like not like a premiere, but like she could go live and play a video. Like,
if every woman started to reclaim this divine feminine energy, and men, which
I don't think she does, but I don't know.
We are, and that's what's happening on Earth. Is there's an awakening, a rising of this. So Tiffany said, I want to be more connected with my feminine. I feel like I've been operating dominantly.
There we go. Just as I say it, she decides to read chat weird.
In my masculine, I want to receive. I don't want to give and feel empty. And completely agree. And that is why I speak, Tiffany, this Yoni Eggs and even the course down below, it's all about
Tiffany, yeah, I completely agree with you. And that's why you should buy the course.
You learning how to receive. So I went on like a 3 or it was like a 4.
So like you talk to the audience, someone puts their hand up and say, I like what you're saying to me here. And you're like, you're the one. Come with me. I've got something to sell you. I'll show you.
4-day retreat.
Preying on vulnerable people with money. Yeah, I don't even know if they care about how much money these people have. I think someone said to me once as well that, like, because I've talked to, like I said, I've met people in my life that have not been all the best, nice people. And one person said to me, like, are they living in the UK? Have they got free money off the government and a free house if they've got nothing? You know, can they just go to work? Well, then it's fair game. Like, you know, if I was grifting off like third world countries, I don't know. They didn't say grifting. I'm putting that. I'm making that bit up now. Can't even remember what context it was. You know, I've talked to so many people about value, and you know, because I've had to set my own prices for hairdressing. I've had to do the internet thing, like a little bit of smoking the weed as well. You know, trying to get a good deal on stuff. Like, some people don't give a fuck, do they? The price is the price. Yeah, like, I think some people, like I've said, like, they see it as more of a like this dog eat dog. You've all got the same chance. If you a fool and the money are soon parted, you've all got the same chances. You're all on the same footing. So if you've got £20, you've got £20 to give to her, or to, you know, Like some people just see it as this sort of Wild West, so to speak, I think. And so I don't think she really cares about the people that are giving her the money and anything other than, like, she's obviously got, like, narcissists will know how to, like, they can filter the people out to the ones that are most vulnerable so they can predate upon them, can't they? So there's a narcissistic, you know, the way she picked this one person out, it might be narcissistic. But she might have her grift down, she might know the right customer, so to speak. And I don't think she cares. I just don't think she cares at all. If you've got a phone or a computer, then fair game, isn't it? You've got enough money for her to have your money. She certainly, because it's about wealth as well, what she's offering is these wealth courses. You would think that she would realise the people who are coming to her might be not wealthy, and so charging €300 might seem like a lot of money. Like you think you give out the wealth courses for free, and then people get rich, and then you give them the next course, and they're like so happy they got rich, they come and buy the next course. Like get them halfway rich, and they'll be like, "Oh, the riches are working. Can I pay for episode 2?" You know, but if the wealth course is so good, how come you already have to be wealthy?
My mentor at the time, and she was teaching me this, and we were learning how to receive to ourselves, because when we are giving, it is very important for us to learn how to receive back to ourselves. We cannot give from an empty cup, right?
But yeah,
so before
as well,
this, I had to do.
If you're going to fall for this, then I suppose you are in some way vulnerable. I think we all have different vulnerabilities, though, to be fair. I think we're humans are all vulnerable, aren't we? Like, I think I'm probably vulnerable to someone looking like they're in trouble, and then I go over to offer them help, and then I get robbed. You know, that sort of scam. You know, I might be naturally humanly vulnerable to that. There are other things that I'd probably be vulnerable to. I'd probably be vulnerable to someone who's pretty and saucy and says, "Oh, hey you, hey baby. Oh, I like the way you do your sexy dancing. Do you want to do a sexy dance with me?" You know, I wouldn't question that. I'd be like, yeah, all she can possibly want is just me because I'm sexy and hot, and then you know, live in my own ego for a bit, and then wake up completely naked, outside, in someone else is living in my house now, and I've lost all my stuff, completely naked. Oh, I thought you wanted me for me, you know. But like, yeah, there's probably different things that create different vulnerabilities in different people. I think we're all probably a bit vulnerable to a bit of ego massage, and I think we're all probably a bit vulnerable to. Well, I wouldn't say I am, actually, to be honest. Well, I would hope not. But I'll tell you what we're all probably vulnerable to as well is the promise. Like when you need, like if you're not doing so well, like if things are not going so well, which a lot of people are pushed into that situation because of our social strata and situation, then the offer of a simple way out, it doesn't rely on college courses or hard work or anything. In fact, it's all about woo magic and meditation or whatever. I don't know what it fucking is about, but like that seems like quite a nice, you know, quite a nice promise, isn't it? So I suppose vulnerable to the hope of wanting a better life for yourself and hoping this is going to be the way. But yeah, it seems to be honest, actually, it seems a pretty facile grift. Like, it doesn't seem like a very sophisticated grift. The only sophisticated part is that Chris's Substack spent ages writing a load of nonsense on the internet to then direct people towards this. And he might have a hand in receiving money from this. You don't know. This might be Chris's Substack. Like, they might just try and write conspiracy theories on the internet about any subject just to get people to... Like, if you're lost in conspiracy world, here's someone to give your money to because you're already confused. Yeah? Like, for all you know, that is Chris's Substack.
A full somatic experience before I can make this video so that I could feel like I'm ready to give. Okay, and this is the problem. The world is giving and they're not learning how to receive.
Don't get me wrong, right? Don't get me wrong. She's quite pretty and I fucking love people who are insane. Like, I've had a number of girlfriends who, I'm not being a narcissist here and saying all my ex-girlfriends are crazy, but like I deliberately was attracted to them because they were fucking insane. Like, don't get me wrong here. Like, part of me thinks I would really like to go on the wild ride. Like, if she was Chris's Substack and she was writing a blog on the internet, pretending to be someone else, and she was doing this, like, we could hang out together and like have a relationship, and I could find out what it was like to be going out with someone who was fucking insane. I would love it, but only for a bit. I don't think it would be good to have children. I'd have to put them through that for the rest of their life. That would be bad. I'd much more a stable family environment for the children, but for a bit, just for a wild ride, so I can say, yeah, and then she did this.
equilibrium of starting to
Assuming she's not going to physically hurt me, and then she did this, would be quite. Like, I've got a few stories of then she did this. I'll tell you.
receive towards ourselves, we can transform our worlds and we can manifest beautiful lives. So I am going to link down Yoni Your Life course.
And I kind of guarantee, right? You take her to like a party and she falls out with somebody, like one of your friends or something, and like there's stuff going on, isn't there? Like I guarantee it. Like, I get the feeling that your good friends wouldn't really like her, and that like you'd have to sort of explain why you're going out with her to people. Do you know what I mean? Oh, do you have to bring her? This is Auntie Val's special party, and I don't know if she's gonna. I don't think my parents aren't like that. My mum is not like that or anything. But I know, you know what I mean. Like, I think she's gonna be trouble. You quite like reading Chris, but not this woman. Yeah, like for Chris to have included this on his Substack and say you should probably go and watch this video, which he did. Not this particular video, but this content creator. I thought, oh, because I've always said it about the flat earthers. It's the flat earth is an idiot filter. If you're daft enough to think the earth is flat, then you might want to give them some money. And like it's the same thing with most conspiracy theories. Is once you get like the start point is you can't trust anyone around you. You can't trust the news. You can't trust your friends. So now you haven't got a support network. And now you're confused and on your own. And you were doing difficult. You know, the reason you've come to this flat earth group or this, you know, this nonsense is because you're already finding life difficult and you're already not agreeing with all your friends. But now you're completely alien to them. Like your friends think that you're talking shit. You think your friends are talking shit. No one can help you. You won't take advice from anyone. You're confused. You're disoriented. And you won't be helped by anyone, and they want your money. So like, this is how they get these people. Like it's the bamboozlement before they get you is the part of it, and they dress it up like this. And like Alan, Alan's the same thing. He just bamboozles you with endless talk of Nicole Kessinger. The flat Earth is the same thing, and all those conspiracy theories that go down that road. And bear in mind, a lot of those like that came from America. I keep saying this, but like the American conspiracy stuff. All the people that are dead hard into that end up voting for Trump. So it can't be that much of a, you know, obviously the New World Order are not being defeated by voting for a multimillionaire to govern you, is it? Do you think he might be in with the elites? No, he's going to drain the swamp. Yeah, but he might be part of the elites. Because he's one of the elites. Like, not elites, like, you know, political elites, but he's just a businessman. You know what I mean? It's just bizarre, isn't it, to me? It all feels like a bit of a con. Who is she? She's Ella Ringrose. She's on YouTube with 200,000 subscribers. Ella Ringrose. Awakening the New Earth. And she pumps out the bollocks. And we've seen some other people like her, haven't we? We saw that man who was like way more fun. And he's got a girlfriend. And then she's like, they're like this. And she pumps it out. And it's clickbait leading to a long like money manifestation there. Money's involved. But it's clickbait leading to a long load of drivel. She uses the whiteboard a bit. Sometimes she's using the cards, but mainly the whiteboard, I think. And a long load of drivel, which pays into sign up to my Patreon. Well, to her, it's not Patreon. It's a course, isn't it? A thing course. But that's the formula. I mean, we could all do the formula, couldn't we? I can understand it. If you can make money out of just sitting at home talking into the internet, I mean, I'd work on that, don't I? And that's what I'm up to. I can understand the sort of desire to do it. But going down this road is just... And she hasn't been that sophisticated in the past. Like, she's got more sophisticated at it. It hasn't changed dramatically, but she seems to have definitely got more sophisticated at it. Actually, there's fucking loads of this. She's been doing it for years. Like, years. So maybe she gets YouTube money as well. I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe she's one of the top people that the people in this area like to listen to. Or she did a Get Ready With Me. What I eat in a day, healthy lifestyle, redecorating my room, senior prom on a client, prom makeover. That's makeup. So she wasn't always into this. You know, she hasn't always been into this. She actually just wanted to... And then she does Law of Attraction 4 years ago. So she's kind of been doing this. Books that... But it's weight loss and it's like clickbait from... She just wants to be a YouTuber with popularity. You know, she hasn't got anything necessarily to say. She's just a vlogger, like with the same sort of videos as everyone else, yeah? Beach day, how I style my hair. Save thousands with this simple trick. It reminds me of Luke. And then at some point, she has started... There's law of attraction again, manifestation. At some point, she's fallen into this manifestation stuff. And she's turned that into this woo magic business that it is today. You know, from there, we've started to go that way. And it's manifesting money. And she's moved from manifestation into her own brand of, like, woo magic. Look. And you can't guarantee with these people, can you? Like, whether these numbers... I think these numbers are fairly realistic. 2,000 views, 3,000 views. I think she can get there with what she's doing on that. But the more recent stuff, 40,000 views, all of a sudden it got more popular. And I do agree these thumbnails are much better. And like the content format is different now. So I do agree there's been a change. So maybe that change is enough to make... But that's 400,000 views, that one. A new earth is coming, prepare yourself. Maybe it's just the change into the conspiracy world has got the numbers. But it feels like that one gets 11,000 views after a big break as well. 10 months off from doing videos. Hang on. Oldest. No, I want lives, sorry. She's been doing lives in between. No. So she took like a 10-month break and then came back to big numbers. That doesn't feel quite right. So I wonder if she just pays for the... Like I said, you know, she decided, right, I haven't been successful on YouTube. I've been doing it for years. I've had moderate success, getting to a point there where I'd say, you know, you could... healthy, but maybe she just wanted more. So she took that 10x jump. She made that next big leap, which I'm hoping to make by improving my content. But I'm hoping to actually improve my content. I don't see how she's done that. She's got a whiteboard and she's changed the frame a bit. And then she's probably talking about slightly different nonsense. So maybe it's the nonsense, you know, the step into even more nonsense that's really pushed it. And the live streams have probably helped. But I'm surprised she's got a 400,000 view video like that. And her most popular stuff is millions of views. Years ago, 1 million views. Change your appearance using the law of attraction. Fucking hell. How I manifest anything using scripting. A new earth is coming. Prepare yourself. That's one of the new ones. Minimalist room tour. Redecorating my room. Hang on, what's this?
Morning everyone, welcome to my vlog. So today I'm going to be going to IKEA and I'm so excited. I'm going to be redecorating my room.
This is 6 years ago, so you know, 6 years ago, but she's obviously not that fucking, what's the word? Spiritual 6 years ago, is she?
Just a little bit, getting some pieces, furniture and stuff I've been saving up for ages. I'm just wearing these black leggings.
She sounds like she's a bit Irish as well, which is supposed to be the girlfriend of that man that we watched, Way More Fun. Like, he's Irish as well. Or his girlfriend's Irish, I think. So we've got the leggings. We're in the car, look. There's a child in the back, so that's sad. But I think we're just a family situation here, aren't we? It's just a family situation. Mum's taking us to IKEA to buy some stuff for our room. So, like, in terms of wealth and manifestation, like, she's living in a bedroom and it's nice. And, like, Mum's bought us some furniture from IKEA, so she's not in any trouble financially there, I don't think. And she's doing the ring light and the I'm going to be a vlogger. And to be honest, like, getting 1 million views or whatever on your most popular videos there, okay, it's about the law of attraction, but that's fucking loads of views. Like, she should be financially just able to live on the views on YouTube. But I suppose the views come because you promise people how to get this money. So she's got this course as well. I don't know what the finances are behind this, and I don't know if these are fake views, but I always say that when I can't understand in my head how this would get a lot of views. But maybe this does get a lot of views. And maybe I'm just wrong. And then I think she sort of took a 10x jump, which is probably achievable. They're not all 10x though, only a couple of them. Possibly achievable, though. Like, she obviously knows enough about YouTube in this time to have learned a load of stuff. She's had success in the past. She knows how to make a thumbnail and do her show and all that. Possibly achievable. So maybe not bought views, but that you do get these chances on YouTube to get really popular. I say popular, like you get a video when you do a YouTube channel for a bit. You will get a video that YouTube said, like, because YouTube's always suggesting your content around. And if you do lots of, videos, hopefully you'll have slightly different videos, and one will be a bit more popular than the others. YouTube will suggest it, and it will get views, and YouTube will say this is the good one. So when new people discover your content, YouTube will suggest it to them. This is the top video of theirs. You want to watch this next. YouTube starts to decide for you which is your big good video. And if you've got a good video that it's helping to push, then that can, like, this is less than 10 minutes. It's a straight how to manifest and change your appearance with the law of attraction. It hits a lot of buzzwords, and because it's short and straightforward, then maybe it works, and maybe that does get 1 million views. Enough people click on it and stay watching it enough. It's also tapping into insecurities, so that helps. The thumbnail is her and a sexy body, so that helps, I suppose. How I manifest anything using scripting manifestation journal. Again, if you're into that stuff, 3 years ago you're searching for a video like that, there's every reason you'll click on that one, because she looks pretty. Like, if you're of that demographic, the audience that wants to look at this, it's got the journal and the pen and the glasses. It looks hipsterish. Like, maybe there's just enough people that really wanted to watch that. I'm surprised she can get 200,000 views for redecorating her room, but then vlogging was popular for a while, wasn't it? So maybe she was popular in the vlogging in a way. No, I don't know. I mean, I clicked on that as well. I was the one that chose to click on that, redecorate my room. She'd put a sexy body in the thumbnail, and when I hovered over it, it had her and her family in the car. So I thought, oh, there's some actual life going on there. I get to see a bit more behind the scenes. So maybe it's that. I don't think I can learn anything from this on how to make my own content, but I feel like she's been massively successful on, assuming it's real and that it's not been fake views. I think she's been massively successful on YouTube. Like, she's had real success, and that should be financially stable. I don't know why you're doing the course thing. I don't know why. I suppose extra, more monies. But at some point, 3 years ago, really, when you were at your most popular, that's when you wanted to leverage. Like, it feels like the law of attraction has let you down a bit, because 3 years ago you were flying. Like, you had 2 videos that are nearly up to 1 million views here now. Like, most of your biggest viewed videos are these pink thumbnails from 3 years ago. This is when you were at your peak 3 years ago, with the trend in this manifestation amongst a certain demographic, which is a trend wave, which is not going to maintain, but that's when she needed to have done something to she didn't need to or anything. I mean, that's where she's hit her peak there. I mean, it's hard to know when you're at your peak, isn't it, on YouTube or something like that? But you'd think that when you were doing that big numbers and that popularity and it was going that well, you'd say, I can move in from, like, recently we said that a TikToker became a presenter on Blue Peter. Like, there's some way of going from a next step here, and it feels like instead of taking the next step up, she took I would say not a test step up, but actually she has slightly taken a step up, because these views are fucking great on these two. Like, and the whiteboard format and everything, it works. It's clean, it's neat. She's holding your attention, she's talking. Like, that can work. So I don't think she's doing bad. Like, in terms of content, not what she's actually saying, but the way she's saying it and presenting it and packaging it and all that, I think I can see it working, yeah, so it might not be fake views. But I'm surprised that so many people want to hear a load of bullshit. And she has moved into quite weird bullshit. And she's moved to Bali as well. So maybe it was the move to Bali that's, maybe that happened. Maybe 10 months ago she was living at home, and then 2 months ago she's living in Bali. So now all of a sudden we're back on. I'm in Bali. Big change. Back on the internet. Like, maybe it's that. I wonder if she lives in Bali on her own or whether she's got like a partner out there or something. You know, what I'm saying is I wonder if this YouTube channel funded and moved to Bali outright for her, or whether she's got like someone else helping her with the bills or whatever. I don't have no idea about the finances behind that and behind this, but 10 months ago pulling 6,000, 4,000, 3, you know, this is the sort of numbers that I'm sort of doing over on Super Chuffer or here on Batteries, or not on Battery Sources here, but so I sort of know how much money she's going to be getting from the views, sort of, roughly. I don't think it's enough to make a dream move to Bali. Certainly not enough to count on as well. But it did go up, didn't it? Made a big jump when she got to Bali. This can't be Chris's Substack's girlfriend, can it? She ain't got anyone else that she references. She's just out there on her own as well. Like sometimes channels like this have a network of other channels that are, you know, similar. Like, you know how the true crime works. There's all channels that are similar to each other that shout each other out or whatever. Like it doesn't appear to that she's. Like, I'd have thought these people would have a network because they're all very like these other people that are like you and not your competitors either. They form a sort of community. Like the Flat Earthers Society is a society, the Flat Earth Society, and all the different Flat Earth channels talk on each other's channels and, you know, do live streams together. But she seems to be very independent, despite doing and saying a lot of stuff that you see a lot of other people doing and saying. Maybe I should just try and get her on the show. Although I don't feel like platforming it. I feel like, you know, I'd ask difficult questions and she'd hate me. This was streamed a day ago.
And this is the color red. Now the root chakra.
She's got a nice big bed though.
To this earth and feel secure, feel safe.
Big sex bed.
Feel empowered. All our power comes from the root chakra and the safe.
I don't think that's I think that's her own personal bedroom, isn't it? Because I think if I lived with her, I'd say, hang on, if I'm paying half the rent, I'm not having the fucking mural of the fucking sky planet mountains on the. Can't we have a normal? What's going on with the bed? It doesn't look like. I think it's just her. The other thing could be that she goes to an Airbnb or a hotel and does the videos. Like it might be that she doesn't own this property. Like, I don't know anything about it. It might all just be for show, but it makes quite an impressive show, doesn't it? In a way, maybe I just need to get myself one of those beds. I think if I start doing my streams from with the great big bed like that, I think that would make it better for me. Well, this stream's been a disaster anyway, because while I found out that the cost of living in Bali is cheap, I have not been able to play any of the games that I wanted to play. Fortnite is now loaded up though. I can play Fortnite for one, but now I don't feel like it. Now I'm not in the frame of mind. The internet has ruined me again for another evening.